Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Durrotul Qomaria from Offering B Biology Education 2019, Universitas Negeri Malang. Um, in this opportunity, I want to present about how the brain forgets, a way to block the process of forgetting. This is the popular article from the Naked Science, thenakedscience.com. The brain, with its 100 billion neurons, allows us to do amazing things like learn multiple languages or build things that send people into outer space. Yet, despite this astonishing capacity, we routinely can't remember where we put our keys. We forget why we went to the grocery store and many others. So, why do we forget, or what is the cause of forgetting? Two phenomena known as decay and interference. First, decay. Our memories slowly disappear, fading because of a passage of time during which they haven't been accessed. You can picture this much like a message in sand, with every ocean wave that flows over the shore making the writing less legible until it eventually disappears entirely. The sand represents the web of brain cells that form a memory in in the brain, and the Asian waves represent time passing. The second is interference. Memories are made less accessible because of interference from similar information acquired before or after their formation. In our beach example, this means that instead of waves slowly corroding the message, a child comes along and writes over it. This makes the message making harder or even impossible to read. The child in this example represents a new experience, and the message it writes is the information left behind in the brain by the experience. This leads to forgetting because it essentially overwrites the original memory. This is a process that can also lead to false memories. And then, researchers have uncovered a way to block the process of forgetting, delving deeper into the mechanisms that make memories fade. According to a new study, the process by which memories are forgotten relies upon specific machinery in the brain's nerve cells. But if this process is blocked by adding a small tailor-made molecule, it's possible to prevent memories from fading away. Memory and learning are important parts of all of our lives, particularly with respect to conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder and Alzheimer's. And while the ability to retain memories may sound appealing, forgetting is a useful skill in itself. Indeed, some argue that the ability to forget is key to our survival and success as a species because it allows us to learn from mistakes and adapt in new environment. Writing in the journal Science, Ankit Awachi and his team at the European Neuroscience Institute in Germany identified a protein called C3 or sigma-tonin 3 as a key linchpin in memory making. To investigate its role, The researchers compare normal mice with animals termed C3 knockouts that had been genetically modified not to produce any C3. So, the team tests the abilities of the mice to run and forget using a series of mazes. The result of the test is, in the test, the mice learn their way to a certain point in the maze to retrieve a food reward. Both the normal and the seed knockout mice were able to do this equivalently well. But when the food was moved to a new position in the maze, while the unmoved mice rapidly ran the new food location and forgot about the first food location, the C3 knocked-out mice consistently visit the original location first before moving on the new location. Interestingly, molecule that the small molecule that the research developed to block C3 was able to replicate the effect of the knockout injected into the brains of normal mice. In the brain, memories are stored as molecular and cellular chains within synapses. The connections between neurons, one of the structures responsible for making memories is the AMPA receptor, a protein found at synapses that helps to pass signal from one neuron to another. This is the EMPA receptor complex. The more this EMPA receptor is used, the more of it is made, so a memory is reinforced. The purpose of C3, the membrane protein identified by our study, is to recycle redundant EMPA receptors. This has the effect to weakening memory pathways that aren't being used. So, blocking C3 prevents EMPA receptor recycling and the pathway cannot weaken, meaning memories won't fade. While the mechanism for creating memories were previously quite well studied, until now the way which memories are lost have received much less attention. The discovery of C3 as a principal player in the pathway of memory loss and the demonstration of how this pathway could be used to tinker with the machinery of memory means researchers are now in a much better position to understand and combat memory-based illness and to reveal more fully how our brains are operating at a molecular level. The the summary. Now we forget things because of decay and interference. And then one of the structures responsible for making memories is the EMPR receptor in the neurons. C3 is a membrane protein that can recycle redundant EMPA receptors. Memories won't fade by blocking C3. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you for your attention, and I do apologize about my pronunciation and all of my mistakes. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.